coops. Yeah, oh, can you do the screen? Now remember, you got 10 minutes total for your words and your moving picture show. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Pam Callaway. I'm from Precinct 5. My name is Pam Callaway. I'm from Precinct 5, and I am the originator of two warrant articles, 11 and 12. 11 is the zoning change, and 12 is a set of regulations to make sure that this is done in a sane manner. I am a property owner in East Arlington, so I am very concerned about property value and all of the other concerns that people would have, and I've tried to address all of that in this article. And a lot of people want to know, why am I doing this? Well, I'm a gardener. I love to garden, and I keep hearing about how awesome hens are for your garden. It makes for great garden fertilizer. The chickens actually eat ticks, mosquitoes, and other bugs. And you know, all around, it's good to have more life in your garden. Also, there's the issue of eggs. Eggs that are local and fresh actually taste better. And if you want them organically grown, sustainably raised, and also humane, I mean, it's very hard to find one vendor that has all of those things. And you also pay a premium for all of that. So like the best place that I found that offers these eggs is Pete and Jen's Backyard Birds in Concord, and they're actually $7 a dozen. Also, backyard eggs have better nutrition because the chickens are fed a varied diet. They'll actually eat kitchen waste, so they'll eat your scraps from your dinner plate, and that puts more nutrition into the eggs, unlike the concentrated animal feeding operations where they're fed one diet, a grain. This is much healthier for both the chickens and the people that eat the eggs. Chickens do make great pets. I know not everybody agrees with that, but the chickens that I saw were friendly and they wanted to be held and they followed people around, and children generally like them. I know in the school system now in Arlington they hatch chickens, and none of those kids are able to take their chickens home at this point, and I think a lot of them are very disappointed. I also have following concerns of humane treatment of animals, food security, and sustainability. And Arlington already does a lot for sustainability. There are a lot of things that it does that I think are just great, especially the farmers market, the recycling program, the rain barrels, the community gardens. All these things are wonderful. However, most food in the U.S. travels vast distances, on average 1,500 miles, which incurs a carbon cost, right? And that affects everything in our environment. Home food production reduces the carbon emissions. It's small, it's easy, it's inexpensive. Hens take much less space than other protein sources, and it produces less waste than factory farms. A lot of it is recycled. So the next one is, whoops, what would it look like? The ones on the left are smaller for 2 to 3 hens. The one on the bottom is the igloo, which I don't know if you've seen it. It's actually pretty cool, and that's the one that I want. The ones on this side, yes, are for larger hens, 4 to 6 hens, and those are actually local in this area from Belmont and other places nearby. I spent a lot of time talking to the animal control officer in Belmont. I also called the inspectors, health department heads of all of the surrounding towns that did allow chickens. I wanted to make sure that I really knew what I was talking about. He said they're allowed as pets rather than through bylaw changes because their bylaws are different. They have 8 permits. They have had 0 complaints. The inspection has been done by the animal control officer under the Board of Health Authority. They have no significant smell from coops, and they haven't had any problems. So these are some of the owners that I went to see, and you can see that's their house, that's their coop, that's everything up there. Gail Pryor, she lives in an upscale residential neighborhood. It reminded me of Arlington Heights when I was there. She has 5 hens, no roosters. The neighbors love the hens. You actually have a letter in your package from their neighbor. Initially she was like, oh my God, what just moved in next door to me? And as she found out what it was really like, she actually came to like them, and her children take the kitchen scraps over there and they learn a lot about how food is produced. They use hay and pine bark shavings to control any smells. There were none perceptible when I was there. I actually stuck my head inside that coop. I was concerned about the smell too, right, because I have to live here also. These are another set of Belmont owners that I visited, Evie and John Beatty. They live near Belmont Center in a dense area. You can actually see an office building in the top picture, and in the back is the bottom picture is their neighbor's house. They took a chicken class at Codman Farms. They have 5 hens, no roosters. It's a converted dog run, and they built that little shed structure in there for their coop. They have no problems with their neighbors. When I was there, actually, the neighbor came out and they asked if they wanted anything from the store. So if anything, it seems to me like it improves communication between neighbors. And they have plenty of eggs to share. They gave me some very delicious eggs while I was there. This is an informal survey that I put up on the internet using SurveyMonkey. It was sent not only to people that love chickens that I know, but also to the Arlington mailing list, which, as we know, has a diverse and varied opinion. And also, it was published in the Arlington Advocate and sent to several other mailing lists. And as you can see, over 75% of the people that responded said that they would not mind having chickens in Arlington so long as they were properly regulated. Right? They do have concerns, but as long as those concerns are addressed, they don't care. This is the question about top benefits. What did people who wanted chickens see they were getting out of it? And it was overwhelmingly what I'd already presented, which is fresh eggs, better tasting, better nutrition, and also sustainability reasons. That seems to be a lot of the reasons that people come forward. And top concerns. This is a slide that I take very, very, very serious. Like I said, I have to live here too, and I don't want to bring something bad into my neighborhood. And a lot of people were concerned about any odors and noise, and I think that I have addressed these in my proposal. So noise, the biggest thing is roosters. Roosters are not allowed, right? They're the ones that go cock-a-doodle-doo at 4:30 in the morning. I don't want to get woken up at 4:30 any more than anyone else. They're not allowed. Hens themselves are much quieter. They remind me of pigeons. The CDC likens them to conversational voices. We're not talking barnyard-sized flocks. We're talking hens, small numbers, in urban-style coops, which you saw the pictures before. And it's just going to be limited and contained. And as far as odor goes, it's much easier to manage odor with smaller numbers of birds. You can use hay, you can use mulch. And like I said, I also stuck my head in the other coop that you guys saw. All the places I went, I was like, where's the odor? I want to see the odor, because if this is really awful, I'm just going to drop it. But I didn't smell anything. There's also property setbacks. You heard those described to you. And in the documentation that you have, a weekly cleaning schedule is required. So predators, that's something that people were concerned about. It appears that hawks are the main predator of chickens in this area, and the proposal does include the requirement of a net, aviary net, to protect chickens from predators. The Belmont Animal Control Officer said that he did not notice any increase in animals, and you can call him and ask him yourself if you don't believe me. They have coyotes there just as much as they have in Arlington, and the coyotes are in Arlington still. They haven't all migrated over to Belmont because they have chickens there. And there are restrictions in the proposal that I put forward to make sure that you have a sturdy predator-proof hen house. Pests. The food supply is the attractor, and it is required that you have secure food storage. So you have to have a metal or other impermeable container with a lid, a bungee cord, and you also have to compost and dispose in a safe and secure manner. Now, this is a big slide for me right now because of the swine flu thing. And the key to healthy animals is cleanliness, and the ordinance states that the coop must be cleaned on a weekly basis. Most purchased hens are already vaccinated for poultry diseases, so things that they might have, most of them, oh my God. The USDA, the Massachusetts Department of Public Health, and the Massachusetts Department of Agricultural Resources all say that no avian flu has been found in any animals in the U.S. at all whatsoever, and that the risk of transmission is very low. So this is something that most official organizations do not feel bad about. And GRAIN, an International Sustainable Agriculture Group, concluded in a 2006 report, when it comes to bird flu, diverse small-scale poultry farming is the solution, not the problem. And as far as cost goes, I just want to address that briefly. It would be whatever it costs the town to implement. That would be charged back to the owners in this plan. Other towns, as you may have heard, Belmont, Newton, Brookline, Lexington, Watertown, Boston, other towns in nearby states, South Portland, Maine, it's over 65% of all neighboring towns allow this. Even big cities like New York City, there are 30 community gardens in New York City that have hens in them. Chicago, Illinois, Los Angeles, California, San Francisco. Over 200 Arlington residents have signed, no, almost 200 Arlington residents have signed a petition in favor, which you have in your packets. And just to summarize, I'm putting this forward because I think the eggs taste great. It's good for the environment. I think they make fun pets. It can be quiet, clean, and contained. It works for our neighbors. It is safe. It is easy to regulate. And thank you.